Okay, I'm not late. I waited to make this video on purpose because I wanted to wait so this video could go up when I was able to show off my new little verified checkmark. Just kidding, not really, but I did purposefully wait until YouTube did something about this because I wanted to make sure I had everything before posting this video. So yeah, have you ever like rolled your eyes so hard that they almost got stuck? I mean, I'm sure you have since you subscribed to my channel, so I would imagine you would have done it at one point. So like in general, I always felt like Logan Paul was the better of the two. It's important to mention that this opinion is based off the sole fact that he just does less stupid shit than his brother does. Also important to mention, I don't watch his videos, and I've never had the desire to, even before they were problematic. But yeah, this doesn't mean that I think he makes better decisions, because he obviously doesn't. But when I first heard about this, I honestly thought that he staged it, because there's just like so much stage shit in the world, like fake pranks, fake drama for views and stuff like that. And I felt like that was more something that Logan Paul would do, which in some cases it could be like slightly less shitty because it wouldn't have been a real person he was disrespecting. But at the same time, it's equally or a lot worse than what he actually did, depending on your perspective, because then it would be like mocking the entire idea of suicide and mental illness and mental awareness for views and attention. But this wasn't staged, this was actually real. It was a real person, and this was a real video. One of the things that annoy me the most is how he claims to have not known that he wasn't allowed outside the trail.
What?
You can't enter the restricted area. You can't enter.
You told us it's a little too late, bro. Why you tell us after we enter that you can't enter, bro?
Like, first of all, it's common sense. Don't ever leave the trail, or you're like gonna get lost, or you're gonna get hurt and no one's gonna find you. Second of all, there's signs before the trail that say to stay on the trail at all times. So don't even try to act like it's not your fault that you didn't know. You've proven yourself not to be very smart, but I know you can read. You read your paycheck that comes in the mail every month, so you don't have an excuse as to why you didn't know. But then, of course, they act surprised that they found a body off the trail. You know, a normal person would have stayed on the trail, but let's just say that they wandered and saw the same thing that they did. He not only zooms in on it like 6 fucking million times, but then he also approaches it, examines it, points out the hands and stuff, and like stuff that's in his pockets. Like, it's one thing to do what he did, but it's also another thing, even without the cameras, to approach it and do it anyway. I mean, just call an ambulance or the police or something. You're not supposed to be there anyways, but still, going up to the body was the wrong decision behind leaving the trail. But of course, it's a Logan Paul vlog full of bad jokes that weren't funny the first time.
That giant mountainous structure is Mount Fiji. That is where they make Fuji water.
Nope, Mount Fuji. Fiji water is made in Fiji.
Fuji apples are made there. Fuji water is made there. Fuji water is made over there.
Or the second time.
So this is an ancient forest that lies at the base of Mount Fiji.
Fuji.
Huh?
Fuji.
Fuji water?
No. Fiji water.
Fuji like an apple. Oh, like a doctor.
He also makes sure to make jokes about the man and about finding the body in the suicide forest, because that's what great content is.
Also known as the Japanese suicide forest.
Why do I have to be in this part?
This is not a fucking joke.
I don't feel very good.
Yeah, I don't feel good.
What, you never stand next to a dead guy?
No.
I just
God damn it.
crazy,
Like,
bro.
we joke about seeing things in here and like
It was gonna be a joke.
Yeah.
This was all gonna be a joke. Why did it become so real? What the fuck is going on?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
What? What the fuck? It's fate and me. There's no going back. I've seen things I can't unsee. I ain't gonna be sober for this shit. I'm gonna drink this Japanese sake, because this is literally the fucking craziest moment of my life. I'm sorry for swearing so much. Me smiling and laughing is not a portrayal of how I feel about the circumstances.
It's just your coping mechanism.
It's my so everyone copes with shit differently.
You cope with it with humor.
If you guys haven't noticed, I do. I cope with things with humor. Yo, that's crazy. Are you in the LOGAN? Do you know?
Yeah.
No way. Okay.
I also have a problem with what he thinks respect is.
I'm not monetizing this video for obvious reasons.
He says that he's not monetizing the video out of respect for the victim, which kills me. Pun not intended, because this isn't a good time. Anyway, yes, if he were to monetize this video, it would have been disrespectful because he's gaining money due to someone else's death, and it's going to be more money than normal because of like that shock value culture on the internet. So he would get more and more views from it. But that doesn't mean that not monetizing the video is the respectful thing to do. It's definitely the better option of the two. assuming that the money would go to Logan Paul and not to like the family of the victim, because I don't think he's smart enough to do that. But justifying it in the beginning of the video doesn't make what you do any better. Blurring his face out of respect doesn't make what you do any better, especially because the blur was like pathetic. At one point the blur was, for whatever reason, more clear, and you could see almost every facial feature. So in my Everything Wrong with Team 10 video, Jake Paul received a crash course on how to be a good person. So now it's Logan Paul's turn. Respecting a person who committed suicide is not zooming in on him, is not laughing at him, is not joking about him, is not recording him, is not blurring his face, is not choosing not to monetize the video. And, you know, I'd say the next two are probably the most important. Respecting a person who committed suicide is not posting a video to YouTube and is not putting him in the fucking thumbnail. Absolutely nothing he did in that entire video respected this man or the man's family. Especially because this is Japan and that place is like crazy respectful. What I think is even more fucked up about it is that so many people thought that this video was okay. Nearly 500,000 people liked it and 6 million people watched it before it was taken down by Logan, not by YouTube, might I add, which is a whole other conversation for a different day. He's got his brain dead fan base of 8 to 12-year-olds backing him up who are stupid to think that not only this video was good and respectful, but also that Logan's pathetic, narcissistic apology, the first one, by the way, justified the video and they forgave him. In case you don't know, I'm talking about the first apology, where he was so considerate enough to type it up on the notes app of his phone and screenshot it and post it to Twitter. If you're still not sure which one I'm talking about, it's the one where he called his own vlog a TV show and bragged about himself like 80 times. It's also the one where he plays the good old victim card that, you know, everybody loves. Adding on to what I said in the beginning about rolling your eyes, yeah, when he said this part, my eyes actually did get stuck. Not only is this narcissism at its finest when mentioned in this stupid apology, but what the fuck did you actually expect was going to happen with this video? Did you think that this video was going to be the only one on your channel that didn't get any views? You're clearly aware of the fact that you get views without trying much, so why would this be an exception to that? So, I don't know. I was just sitting, I was thinking long and hard, and I don't know, for like a solid 4 seconds, I came up with this really extremely genius plan. If you don't want views, just don't post it. As expected, no one liked this apology, and 14 hours later, which I'm sure was just 14 hours of like this intense physical struggle of getting his head out of his own self-centered asshole, he finally posts a video where he blinks like 2 times during the entire thing, and he apologizes to the only person in the world that needed to be apologized to, which he neglected to do the first time, and that was apologize to the person who committed suicide. I just have this burning question in my mind, and I'm sure it's in a lot of your guys' mind as well, which is, at what point did he think that this was a good idea? Because it's not like he was live streaming and he caught it on video before he realized what he was doing. Like, let's go step by step through this. He had the idea to go into the forest with the intention of finding someone. He filmed it. He talked about it, he laughed about it, they talked to the police, they went back to the hotel, they reminisced about it, they edited it, they stared at it for however long it took to edit, they made the thumbnail, they posted it, and then they waited like a day before he took it down. I genuinely want to know where in his brain it told him that this was a good idea to post this or go through with it. And this isn't only directed to Logan, but also to his friends. Well, if you can even call the people who hang out with you for attention friends, but whatever. This is also directed to them. It's directed at the person filming. It's directed at the person who laughed and make jokes, the person who edits, the person who makes the thumbnail, his manager, who I assume checks his videos before he posts it. I hope that person checks his videos before he posts it. And probably even the person who posted the video for him, because I'm not surprised if Logan Paul pays somebody to do that for him too. This video went through all those people, and not a single one of them had the brain capacity to point out that it was wrong. If anything, they were even worse than Logan himself because they actually went through with it. And not only with this, but also how he acted the entire time he was in Japan, and how utterly disrespectful he was to everyone that was unfortunate enough to cross paths with him. Those people supported him and probably helped him do it. But at the same time, I'm not even surprised at this point because we all know that he comes from just like a family of mistakes. His dad sends out apology video like he's 12 years old.
Yo, folks, what's happening? GP coming at you. Because, you know what's crazy is the haters think they're having an effect on us. And if the haters knew how much love was out there and how much support was out there, they'd shut their freaking mouths.
He also kisses girls that are allegedly underage for views. And his brother is the poster child of YouTube fuck-ups. I personally cannot risk losing any more brain cells watching this kid's videos any longer. So it makes me wonder what else he's gotten away with. How disrespectful has he been? And how much of his fans learned and wreaked havoc in their own worlds? I truly think that someone should be like monitoring what he posts, and that person should get paid like a fuck ton of money because, you know, they would deserve it. If that's not going to happen, which I kind of doubt it will, here's what you guys need to do. Send this video to the parents of any child who has fallen down the bottomless pit of the Logan Paul fandom, so they know that their child is supporting one of the most disrespectful people on this planet who has almost zero morals, proven by the bullshit he's been going around doing unnoticed. Just send this to them as like a PSA because they most likely have no clue what the hell their kids are watching and no clue as to what the hell their money is supporting when they buy his merch. I think this is going to be like the last thing I'm going to say about this, but it also just amazes me that Jake Paul accuses someone of assaulting his assistant and he loses like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. But when Logan Paul does this, he continues to consistently gain tens of thousands of subscribers every single day. Like, people are so willing to put the person that they love over everything, which is scary and super messed up. That's almost like if Logan Paul kills somebody, he's still gonna gain subscribers. Like, that's how brainwashed these people are. I just can't believe that there are still people supporting him and defending this kid. Or people saying that his apology makes up for what he did. Or saying that deleting the video makes up for what he did. It doesn't. And just because the video's gone and just because he's apologized for it doesn't mean he gets let off the hook for it. I also think that other YouTubers have gotten hit so much harder for less serious things. So YouTube has no excuse as to why they didn't do anything at first. It took them a week to kick him off the YouTube Red series and get him off of Google preferred ads. I feel like YouTube just favors certain creators over others, but that's, like I said, a conversation for another video. So in conclusion, my final opinion of this whole thing is that he isn't sorry. I mean, it took him days of editing and posting to realize that people didn't like what he did, and then he barely tries to apologize as if he doesn't know what he's apologizing for. And then it takes him over half a day to realize that he should be apologizing to the man and his family. He's not sorry that he did this, he's sorry that he got caught, because if he didn't, the video would still be up and he'd still be posting like nothing happened.